Hi friends, welcome to Mama's in the Kitchen with Rosemary. All right guys, today I am going to be giving you the recipe for mole. Now, mole, what is mole? Mole is a sauce that is sweet and hot, but a good hot. It's something you can handle, believe me. If my blue eyes can eat this and he loves it, you can eat this. Now, if you have any peanut or any nut allergies, you do not want to make this, okay? Because this is made with nuts and seeds and chocolate. That's why it's got the dark color. All right? I don't really consider this a really low carb, but you can eat it if you're counting your carbs. Does that make sense? Okay. So there's a little bit of oil here that I'm going to get rid of. I don't need this. And I'm going to use my salt. My flavoring is chicken broth. I'm going to use some chicken. I've got about 3 thighs and the rest are legs because Eric and I don't need that much. And I've taken the skin off the thighs, and I'm going to be cooking that up here soon. I'll be making some chicharrones, chicken chicharrones. Delicious. You can fry up that skin and it's just as good. Okay, what I do is I'm going to tell you that all I do is add a whole onion. I cut it in half and throw it in my water. See that? I hope I showed you that. And then you don't have to wait till it comes up to a boil. You can just put your onion in there. And we're going to start off with putting the thighs. I've already rinsed all this off. The legs, I did not take the skins off. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't feel the need. All right, now let me wash my hands and we'll put the rest in. Wash them real good. All right. All right, now I'm going to put... Now, you probably say, well, why are you putting broth when you're making chicken broth, right? You want the flavor. You need the flavor, okay? So I'm going to put about a scoop in. And if I need more flavor, I'll come back and put a little bit more. But right now, I'm going to let that boil. That should be enough, though. I'm going to cover it up, all right? And let it cook. Come to a boil, and I'll come back and show you what's next. This is the part where you want to wear an apron. You do not want to not wear an apron. I'm warning you. This stuff will get on you, and you will be regretting it. Okay, so you just take a can opener, and you go... I'm just showing you because I've had people say, I couldn't get that can open. I know. It's from Mexico, or I don't know. This is just the way we grew up with it. But you're going to go from corner to corner, and you're just going to go in, up, up, up. And kind of, let me show you, see if I can show you from down here. This is what I'm going to do. This is why you want an apron. You don't want to not have an apron. I mean, you could, I guess, go from afar, but this red sauce can be tricky. All right. I always have like a little towel next to me too. And there you go. It's off. See how easy that was? But you don't want to like press in, because just go lightly up, 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 up until it comes all the way off. Okay, now this oil, all I do is go to my trash can. And guys, I got cut off. I don't know why. But anyway, all I did was go to the trash can and then get rid of the oil that's in it, okay? And what I do in the meantime is this is going to have to come out of the glass, right? I'm saying bottle, but I'm saying can, but it's glass. This is what they look like. If you ever see a Spanish person, Mexican, that have these glasses, these little juice glasses. That's where they came from. The mole. Some of them are designed differently, but they're really cute. I love keeping them. I don't keep a lot of them, but you know, as I'm using them. Okay, so what I do is ahead of time, I get a bowl. Now you don't have to do this. You can just throw it in your broth when you're ready, but it's better to just take a fork and kind of spoon it out. And as you're spooning, let me see if I can show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can show you what I'm doing. Put you here. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get like little bit at a time, because this will take a while. See how I'm making it like a little powder. I don't want chunks. I want it to come out like a little powder. See that? And so that's why I use a fork. And I use a towel to grip, because because I took the oil off, it's slippery. See how that's coming out? You can have some big chunks, but basically you want it to be powdered so that when you put it in your hot broth, it will dissolve easy. That's the only thing. Oh, my chicharrones are ready. Oh, let me show you real fast while I'm doing this. Now that with some avocado on top, baby. I'll have to taste that for you. All right, I'm going to turn that off because that's ready. Okay, so continue until you get it all out of the bottle. And like I said, I like using a towel to hold this because it's kind of slippery. All right, and then when you put it in the broth, you're just going to keep, I'll show you how much broth to use in a minute too. That's another thing. You don't want to put this in all of the broth that you use. You can only use it, you have to take the chicken out once it's boiled. But anyway, I'll come back and show you all that in a minute. He also mentioned that you don't have to buy the glass one. They also sell the Dona Maria brand in a carton. And I've never used the carton. I've always, I guess I'm old fashioned. I've always had the glass one. And you get a glass to go with it, to go with your... I mean, it's fun to have the glasses. I don't keep all of them. If I'd have kept all these glasses throughout all of the years that I've made Dona Maria mole, I don't know. I would have thousands, I guess, hundreds. So anyway, but let me show you what it looks like. There's chocolate, so it's a paste basically. But I break it up because when you put it in the broth, it's going to take a while for it to thicken up and do its thing. So I like breaking it up, but it's basically a paste. All right, be right back, guys. While we're waiting, I might as well show you what the chicharrones look like. They're chicken skins. Look how delicious. And, I mean, I don't throw... If I don't have to, I'm not going to throw it out. I'm not. I'm going to cook it. I'm going to make it. I made some guacamole. All I did was add some of my salsa, homemade salsa, in an avocado. And voila. You got guacamole. In my salsa, it's basically just garlic, onion, cilantro, and tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. We have a farmer that brings us certain things, and he brought me a bunch of tomatoes, so I've cut them up and put them in my freezer, and I made salsa. Stop, Taco. Oh, and jalapenos, of course. All right, let me take a crunch. Mmm. 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 You're talking about delicious. I mean, you're getting a snack and a meal with me today. How's that? All right, I'll be back. And I'm sorry, I apologize if taco bothers your ears. It's just what's going to happen when dogs are around. They're going to bark because they smell food. But thank you to the ones that requested this video. Janine, Marsha, Melissa, so many. And I've already probably not mentioned your names. I apologize for that too. Charge it to my head, not my heart. All right, be right back. I'll finish this video soon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to skim the fat. And you say, well, what do you mean skim the fat? See those little more yellower color on the sides? That's the fat that's coming off of the chicken. So what I do is I just take a spoon and just kind of ladle it out, you know, and you're going to see these little like balls of liquid fat. And I just throw it in a bowl because I don't throw this down the sink. What I'm trying to do is get a clean broth, because I will also freeze this broth, because this is good broth. You're using bone. Whenever you boil chicken and you're using bones, you're getting a good broth. So you don't want to get rid of that broth. You can use that later for whatever is left over. You can use for soups, faux soup, you know. So I'm still letting this boil. I want the chicken to be really, really soft. And we'll be back. I might have to skim it again. All right, my friends, we're back. And we're back. I'm back. So I'm just going to pull out the chicken. It's up to you how you want your chicken. If you want it really, really cooked all the way through, or a little, I kind of go in between, because I am not going to put my chicken back in the mole. A lot of people do that, but I like having mole, leftover mole, and I like freezing it so I can use it again. Plus, I'll tell you what, my husband wants the chicken off the bone when I serve it to him. That's just what he likes. He likes it that way. He doesn't want to mess with the bones, so that's fine. And I can use these bones again. I can boil them and get really good broth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skim the juice. So I'll let you see me do that. Just be careful. I'm talking to myself, really. Be careful, Rosemary, because I don't want any of the onion or any of that. I just want the juice. So I should have a big enough bowl for all that. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to rinse this out real fast. I can't turn off the camera, so I'm just going to let you hear me in the background, because I want the broth to be nice and clean. Alright. So I took it all off. Put this back. Take this out. So I've got clean broth. Then I'm going to use about, let me see. I'm going to try and use about, I'm going to start off with 2 cups of broth, because you can always add more, but you don't want it so liquidy, so you want to start out small. So I'm going to start out with 2 cups of broth. All right. And I'm going to start adding my mole. It takes a while before all this dissolves. I'm telling you that right now. When you make mole, whenever you cook, you have to know that it's going to take time. That's part of the love. I'm just saying, that is part of Mama's love, taking the time to let everything dissolve. Okay, I use a spoon, and then I go back and I use also a whisk to break it up, because it takes a while. It does. Got to play with it a little bit. Now, that was 2 cups of broth. I can see right now that I can put another cup of broth with no problems. Now, you may think, oh, that's not thick enough. Well, trust me, it takes a little time, but it will get thick. So I think I'm just going to go with 1 more cup of broth. So that's like 3 to start out with. Let it come up to a boil. And this is why when I took it out of the can, the paste, I try and break it up ahead of time because it does take time. It's already getting thick, guys. It's already getting thick. Now, I did make mole one time from scratch. I had just met my mother-in-law. That's another story in itself. But it took a lot. I mean, Google what's in mole. I mean, it's so many things, so many nuts that you have to grind. And of course, I'm sure you can make it in a blender now, but this is just so much easier. See how it's getting thick already, guys? And you still have a lot to go. You still have a lot to dissolve. So it just takes time. I'm going to be adding a sweetener. Even though it already has chocolate in it and some sugar because of the chocolate, you still want to add a little bit of something to give it, to balance out the heat of the mole, because there's a lot of chilies in this. But it's not hot like you think. It's not like overpowering that you can't handle it. No, it's just a good flavor heat, if that makes sense. All right. In my case, I think I'm good with the broth. But in your case, you may want it thinner. Okay, you may want to add another cup. But this is the way I like the thickness. And see, there's still pieces that I have to, it's going to take a while. Some people add tomato paste. Some people add peanut butter because, you know, it already has peanuts. And the peanut butter will take some of the heat off. But I don't do that. I taste it once it's all done. I will taste it. In fact, I can taste it right now. Okay. It is perfect in the broth. And I'm going to add a little bit of sugar-free sugar, or whatever you want to call this. This is the blend of erythritol and stevia. Now, whatever you like using. I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to use your sweetener. You use whatever sweetener you like. All right, let me get another spoon. Now, this is a little too thick for me, so I think I will add a little bit more. I wasn't going to, but I think I will add maybe a half. But again, it's by your you know, what you like, the thickness you like. I'm going to put a tablespoon of this sweetener, and because it's heat, this sugar will dissolve. You won't have anything gritty. We're almost there. If you still have, you know, on the back of your spoon, just keep stirring until it comes off. Sometimes I go back and I scrape the paste off. At some point, you're going to taste it, and if it needs more sweetness, then you can add more sweetness. If you think you want it thinner, you add more. But this is the consistency I like, right here. All right, but I still have. If you notice, This is why I'm not turning off the camera, because I want you to see that you're still going to have little bits of chocolate, little bits of paste, not chocolate. So I go back. I hate that sound, and I'm doing it. All right, I go back, and I use this. All right, guys, we're almost there. All you're doing is you're waiting for the paste to dissolve completely. And the more it cooks, guys, the longer it cooks, because you have to be watching it, because it will burn. The longer it cooks, the better it tastes. That's why I like leftovers when it comes to mole, because the next day, you ever eat something and the next day it's even better? Well, that's this right here. That's why people love mole. And there's all kinds of mole. Every region of Mexico has their own version. So this is the one I grew up with, and this is the one I enjoy. I wanted to also mention, my bestie does not like mole. But her daughter, Chelsea, if you're watching, this is for you too, wanted the recipe. And so I'm so glad I've had so many requests. Because I love me some mole. Look at that. Look how rich in color. I'm going to taste it. Oh, yeah. Perfect. That is so perfect. All I used was that 1 tablespoon of sugar. Plenty. Now, I'm not going to put anything else in it. This is it. This is it. I'm going to plate it up. I'm going to put my... I'm also going to be making rice, cauliflower rice to put this mole on top of when my husband gets home. He had a doctor's appointment today. So, we eat around 2 o'clock, so this is going to be perfect. I'm going to put this broth away as well. Or I'll just take all the meat off of the broth, put it in here if I want. Depends. But I'll show you how I'm going to plate it here in a minute. Be right back. My friends, I'm ready to plate it, and I'm going to show you how easy it is. You want to choose the piece of meat that you want, and or you can take the meat off the bones, remember, and remake that broth. You know, just take all the chicken off the bones. I'm going to use the thigh there, and then I'm going to a little bit of mole on top. If I can do this without without getting it all over everything. All right. Now, you don't have to do it this way. Like I said, you could put all of the chicken that you've made into the mole. Okay. Some people like to top it with a little bit of sesame seeds. That's the way my mother-in-law used to do it. You could put more. I would put more mole sauce on top or around. All right, guys. I'll be right back to taste it. That not look delicious? I hope I just put a picture up for you. But, I mean, the meat is just so tender. It's, you know, it's just... Of course, Taco's going to be barking. Sorry, guys. Just a minute, Taco. This is why I wore an apron earlier, but I took it off. You can actually, I mean, sometimes you just want to drink this stuff. It's so good. Now, if you think it's too hot, I'm going to suggest that you add a tablespoon of peanut butter or 2, depends on how you feel. The peanut butter does bring down the heat, but the sugar does too. So I would go with the sugar-free sugar or whatever you want to call it, whatever sweetener you like to die down the heat. But it's not where you can't handle it. So simple. Made with lots of love. The timing is the issue. You know, you got an Instapot, throw your chicken in the Instapot. You don't have to do legs and thighs. I just happen to have that. I've done a whole chicken before. Just throw it in the Instapot, let it cook, or boil it. It took me about an hour and a half to boil the chicken the way I like it. It depends on how you like it. You can also, I will be deboning the chicken because that's what my husband likes. I'm going to take those bones. I'm going to take that broth and I'm going to cook for another couple of hours to get a good broth. And then I'm going to take that broth, put it in my refrigerator so I can have it for other foods. So, other meals. You know, it'll make a great soup later. I mean, that's awesome. I try very hard not to throw anything away. I cook with it all. Just the way I was raised. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for coming by. You know what to do, and share if you like, and let people know that I share because I care. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you soon at Mama's in the Kitchen. Bye, guys. Let me know if you cooked. Let me know if you came by.